Is there anybody out there who can beat him?
I want to fight, and destruct the world because I'm the best fighter in the world.
And that the fighter, Mike Tyson, is the boss of this organization. Tyson-Bruno fight.
Throw wild punches.
Big left hook.
If they can find some fights for him.
I use fears on my opponent. When I came to this fight, I was the best fighter in the world, and I'm a man alive that can beat me.
As always, click that like button and subscribe to stay up to the minute on all sweet science. He was 12. He was obese, abused, and picked on. The only escape he had from the grinding poverty and cruel environment was his birds. One day, while tending to his rooftop birdcage, a bully grabs one of his prized birds and snaps his neck. Something snaps in Mike Tyson. It was the first time Mike hit somebody in anger. It was a punch that changed his worldview. Seeing the fear in his bully, it was like most things to Mike, a powerfully addictive experience. He would chase that high into a crime spree, which put him into state custody. Mike takes up boxing at the boys' home. His talent was obvious, so he was sent to the reclusive Cus D'Amato. Cus refined Tyson's rage and gave him the stability he never had on the streets. Cus focused Mike and built the spark of interest into the roaring blaze that would burn away the brush of an aging heavyweight division. Mike was 200 pounds by the time he was 14, fighting grown men every day. Before his first amateur fight, he cries. He cries and wins by knockout. With every limp body at his feet, the fire is fed.
Hey, Cus, 8-second knockout, the first round. 8-second knockout.
Tyson was unstoppable coming into the fight with Michael Johnson.
Weighing 219.5 pounds, Mike Tyson.
The fight, if it could be called as much, was over in 39 seconds. Tyson ducks under Johnson's right hand and fillets his liver with a left hook.
Because down he goes, the left hook.
Johnson gets up, and Mike lands the mean straight right to end it quickly.
Everything was set up. When he went down the first time, I knew what was going to hit him, and that's how he planned. To be a pro fighter, I'm the master of the pinpoint. My shots are so accurate and so precise, but when they land, they're so precise, can't help it who you are. You have to go down, because there's a law when Mike Tyson hits you.
Early Tyson was more than just his speed and power, but good luck getting past it to find out. Not long after this fight, Cus would die, leaving Tyson's training in the hands of Kevin Rooney. We move along to the night Tyson's defense stole the show against Reggie Gross. Cus had refined the raw power into a force of nature. Tyson's signature inside game softened Reggie up with his right to the body, right uppercut combination. Gross knew he had to earn Tyson's respect or get destroyed. Gross opens up with a combination. And Mike produces arguably the greatest highlight in boxing history. As Mike turns 20, he keeps destroying everything in his path. He got to show his full arsenal against Lorenzo Boyd.
In the heavyweight divisions, 14, 15.
From the mean rights to the body early, Boyd doubles over when Tyson lands that body shot, which of course sets up his vicious uppercut.
Uppercut to the body by Tyson again.
Is he the hardest hitter you've ever been in with?
Yes, I fought Terry Anderson, and they considered him a big banger, but he doesn't punch anything like Mike.
Other fighters were learning to fear him. Rebalta was the first obviously afraid of Mike Tyson. Every fight, he gave up reach. Every fight was against a man just trying to survive. But in round 3, Tyson gets Rebalta to the ropes and runs his favorite combination on the inside. Uneducated eyes might miss the nuance. The key to this uppercut landing so clean was his other hand. Mike uses his left on Rebalta's shoulder to ensure he isn't aiming at a moving target. It was all Rebalta could do to hold on for dear life. Mike finally iced him in the 10th on a brutal counter left hook. From here, we move to the absolute prime of the youngest champion ever. Pinklin Thomas was credited with the best jab in boxing and was expected to be stylistic poison to Tyson's technical brawling.
So I respect him. I have to respect him because he's a champion. But the night of the fight, after the bell rang, I have no respect for him at all.
Pinklin threw his jab and time after time ate horrific counters.
But Thomas kept coming right back.
But he hung on and soon even managed to win a couple of rounds off Tyson.
Who fought him the best in your again? Impressive in this round.
But that same deadly combination rocked Pinklin.
But he's all right! Leave him alone! Leave him alone!
Pinky, look up at me.
Leave him alone! God damn it! Leave him alone! Jesus Christ!
Mike saw his unsteady legs and pounced.
In trouble again, and now Tyson moves in for the kill.
Producing one of the most vicious knockouts you'll ever see.
And down he goes.
It's my pleasure to give you a shot at the title. You deserve it.
Iron Mike Tyson.
Then Tyson took on a gold medalist who had fought his way up the ladder. Biggs was another tall, jab and move fighter that traditionally troubles big punchers.
Just now to deliver a shot. He's trying for the head.
Tyson did an excellent job of cutting off the ring, bobbing his way in, then catching his man as he tried to circle off the ropes.
That's the most damage. There was a big right hand. Best puncher
In round 3, Mike dropped his left hand on Biggs' uppercut and opened a huge gash over his eye with a straight right. Biggs tried to survive, but fell like all the others. A 22-year-old Mike Tyson is on top of the world. Rich beyond his wildest dreams, more famous and feared with each passing day. The stories of his nightlife and love life are plastered across the tabloids. Mike gains a reputation as a partier, with only Kevin Rooney, the faithful disciple of Cus, keeping his head on straight. But somewhere along the line, possibly with his single left hook knockout of Carl Williams, cemented Tyson's hype in his own mind. By this time, Don King was a huge part of his career and promotion. After the Williams fight, King made his move to take complete control. King insists Tyson fire Kevin Rooney, who was earning every penny, keeping the volatile champion focused. When Tyson agreed with Don King, it would end Mike's prime. Tyson was off the leash with a fight coming up in Tokyo against a 42-1 long shot named Buster Douglas. The rumors swirling around Mike were vicious as he refused to take Buster seriously.
What about Douglas, who looked a little better, if not great, in another preliminary? He's been mentioned as a possible opponent.
I take all comers. I don't duck any man.
When training for his one big shot, Buster's mom dies. Rather than call off the fight, Buster redoubles his training, using that grief as fuel for the fire. Buster showed up in immaculate condition, while Tyson looked listless. Buster scorched him with combo after combo.
That's why Don King has brought the show on the road. Look at Buster landing some shots here.
As the world looked on, awestruck. Mike's new corner was so terrible, they didn't even bring an inswell.
This is his night and all of that sort of stuff, but
Tyson came back catching Buster on an uppercut in round 6.
and there it is. Look at that. It's a clean right uppercut. And down.
Though the count was controversially long, Buster got to his feet.
And 8. And here it is at 9. Is he going to get up? Yes, he does. All right.
Buster would prove that the only fluke in the ring that night was Mike's uppercut. Buster reestablished control and finished Mike with a violent 4-punch combo.
Nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at that. He's knocked Mike Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He may not be able to recover. It's up to...
Mike searches for his mouthpiece, willing to continue, just not able. Pride goeth before the fall.